Good evening and welcome to the 2016 BCA annual meeting. Okay, Rick, this was an incredible year, a year to remember. Can you tell us more about it?
It really was, Stacy. We had kicked the year off by bringing staff in-house. Prior to 2016, we were on a contract basis. We are now working directly for the association. This will allow the association to retain institutional knowledge as we go forward and transition from developer-controlled to resident-controlled. This is also allowed to bring on a savings to the association.
How about that snow?
It was a big one. It was actually the community's largest snowfall that we've seen, one-time snowfall with over 30 inches. It had quite an impact on the community. Staff worked hard through it, along with its contractors. It cost the community about $250,000 to clean up after that snow. That being said, the association is in a good position to handle large events like that. We have several reserve accounts as well as owner equities accounts that will cover those costs.
Can we talk about the association's financial position?
The association is strong. Financially, the association is positioned with fully funded reserve accounts as well as a strong operating budget.
So what can we look forward to in the new year?
So the new year brings on new responsibilities for maintaining grounds, irrigation systems, streets. So all that's been worked into the budget. We will also see a new covenants position come online to keep up with the growing community. This is important to maintain the standards and property values throughout the community. This will cost the residents about 2% increase to the assessments. We saw around a $3 increase on average to the assessments per month to accommodate these and other needs of the community.
Our community is so unique. How are we continuing to grow?
We truly are a unique community, Stacy. We have both new facilities coming online as well as aging facilities. This requires the association to focus on dual needs. We have brought on Chantel Moyer, our capital projects coordinator, to provide this focus. We are renovating parks as well as bringing on new facilities and enhancing those as those come on. This requires, as I said, a dedicated effort, and we were lucky enough that the board signed off on this position to put that focus on the community.
So Chantel, I understand that you work for our community as the Capital Improvements Coordinator. What exactly is a capital improvement?
Well, the capital improvement, it's a program we have to help maintain our capital assets and infrastructure throughout Brambleton. We have a lot of capital around Brambleton. It's a huge community. So probably the easiest thing for me to do would be to explain some of the assets and infrastructure we have.
Okay.
For example, we have a lot of roads. I think as of next year, we'll have about 21 miles of roads that we have to maintain. With that, we've got the curbs, the gutters, the flatworks, and all the striping involved too. We also have lots of trails. As you can see, here's an example of one. I think we have about 12 miles of asphalt trails. We've also had 4 pools, 2 community centers, a lot of parks, and in those parks we have different recreational and passive amenities. We also have huge equipment and truck fleet, and you see them around Brambleton doing all the operational work, and when we have snow you'll definitely see them about because they're very busy. But those are some of the capital assets and infrastructure that we have. And another thing I do as a capital improvements coordinator is I'm helping to create a more defined capital improvements program for the upcoming years of Brambleton. And I also manage a lot of large projects.
Can you tell me more about the large projects you manage?
One of the bigger ones we did this year was maintenance on some of our roads. It was about 6 miles of roads that we did maintenance work on, and we used 3 subcontractors. The first one did milling and replacing of the asphalt. The next one did crack filling as well as putting this rejuvenator product on it. And then we also used a striping contractor. And part of this project involved the residents. And then another large project that we worked on this year was the rebuilding of this deck here. This deck was one of our first capital assets that Brambleton built, and it had definitely met its useful life. So we hired a subcontractor to come in, and we rebuilt it, and we used Trex materials that had been wood before. We replaced the arbor with a nice gazebo, and we have seating and stuff at it now. And another thing the board really wanted to do was to enhance the experience at the pond. So we added purple martin birdhouses and other benching so people can hopefully enjoy it. And we've seen a lot of people at it already since it's opened.
Wow, that sounds great.
Yeah. And one other project I'll highlight is one that our residents have been very involved in. It's our comprehensive parks Recreation District 3 and 4 plans. And we have our Facilities and Grounds chairman coming to talk later to you, I believe, about this project.
And how can our residents be more involved?
Yeah, there's several ways the residents can be involved, and I think the most important is staying informed. And Brambleton has a lot of communication avenues for that. We've got our Friday Flash, we've got the newsletter, we've got emails, and we have our website. And our website actually has a dedicated webpage to the Capital Improvements Program where we have all our active projects posted, and you can stay up to date on everything going on. Residents are also welcome to come to different committee meetings. I know we've seen a lot of residents at the Facilities and Grounds Committee lately, and they can always contact me by reaching out to me at the office, by phone, or by email, because I know I've really loved meeting all the residents this year. So.
We're here with Dave Norden. He's the chairman of the Grounds and Facilities Committee for the Brambleton Community Association. So Dave, let's talk about the opportunity to enhance Brambleton's parks.
Well, I've been with the committee for about 5 years, and so I'm really excited. This is a really great opportunity for all of our residents to have some say into the comprehensive vision of common space throughout the community. Right now we're looking at about 100 acres throughout Brambleton. This started about 4 years ago. Working with staff on the HOA, we solicited input from all the different residents on what types of amenities they're interested in. We conducted an inventory of what types of things are out there and how they're distributed. And from that, we created a neighborhood plan, which was approved by the board. And that plan creates 5 zones throughout Brambleton. Those are sort of strategic areas that's going forward. These amenities that we hear from the residents that they're interested in get distributed, and the goal is ultimately to create more walkable communities throughout Brambleton so that everybody doesn't have to go to Legacy Park, for example, that they have their own amenities. So we're really excited, and we're in the input process right now. We're still gathering information from all the residents.
Who's been involved in the planning process?
Starting this year, when we started this process within what we call neighborhoods 3 and 4, we've really strived to be as inclusive and transparent as possible. So getting as much input from all the residents in those areas has been really critical, and we've enjoyed working with them as well as the HOA staff. So back in the spring, the staff brought in the park planning firm, Parker Rodriguez, and so they were really well suited to try and get that input in 2 different charrettes that we had. So based on that, they created a preliminary plan. We've been taking input we've been getting from the residents since that time to revise the plans and create a plan that's as good as we can based on all the different feedback.
So what are the next steps in the process?
So at this point, like I said, we're still gathering input from all the residents, and probably by the first half of next year, we'll be making a recommendation to the board, and then it's up to them to approve that plan or request more changes.
What are the benefits of neighborhood parks?
Well, there's several, and I guess the first one I'd say is, I use these existing spaces throughout the community all the time now, and they're really loved. They're very active, and people are always using them. But we're hoping to provide even more opportunities for fitness and exercise. Also, it's a really great opportunity for people to interact with and get to know their neighbors better, whether it's on the playground or other types of spaces. So we'll just strengthen that further. And there's a lot of evidence that neighborhood parks that are well designed really can increase the value of people's property value. So that's something that we really think will be a benefit from this whole process.
So Dana, what does lifestyles mean for our community?
Okay, so lifestyles for us, what I think a lot of people think of is that I plan events and I plan programming, and that is kind of the meat of what we do. But I think what a lot of people don't think about is the reason we do it. So the reason we plan all these events is to help create that sense of community and bring people together. It's amazing how many friends have been made through our events. A lot of people volunteer and then they end up becoming best friends. And so you're best friends 4 streets down and you never knew it. So that really is the big picture of what we're trying to do is, get everybody to know each other and really create that Norman Rockwell kind of idyllic neighborhood that we all really strive to want to live in.
So I know that with most of our events, there's a charitable aspect. Can you tell me how much money we've raised so far?
So far, Brambleton as a group has raised over $100,000 for
Wow.
charity. I know, it's amazing.
That's
And
awesome.
Most of that money stays in Loudoun County. And some of it might not be money. It could also be intangible items like clothing and cards for soldiers. It could be really anything, but we are really proud of our community and the spirit of giving that we have here. It's just amazing. It really is.
That is amazing. So can you tell me about some of this year's events and what we can look forward to next year?
Sure. So some of these events just were amazing this year. Red, White, and Bram with the tailgating was fantastic.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
And new next year is a zombie run. So we're going to have that in
That's
October.
cool. So let's talk about the Bram Bus.
Oh, the Bram Bus. The Bram Bus has taken a lot of trips this year. We have done a bunch of wineries, we've done breweries, we've done casino. It's been steadily going out at least once a month, sometimes twice a month. We've done several concerts, Wolf Trap, Jiffy Lube. So it's been a great time.
And don't forget to check us out on Instagram. Use hashtag BramLife as you share photos of you and your friends and family as you're out and about this season.
We hope this has been informative and good luck to the candidates.